I feel like this update is particularly relevant because it directly applies to some of the actions that were mentioned in the big data and also in the the breed and variety. So hopefully this will be reassuring that some more actions maybe have been happening than even those theme leaders were aware of. So it is my great pleasure to introduce the Dog Wellness Network. We have been working behind the scenes for a lot of this year to have a complete overhaul of www.dogwellnet.com. If you look at it today, if we're all secretly doing that at this moment, what you are accessing is the old website, and that will be that way for just a wee little bit longer. But behind the scenes, we are working hard to get our new website prepared for launch. The Dog Walnut, as you know it now, was first launched in 2015 with some of the core resources that you're all familiar with, the pedigree breed database, forums, articles, agrobreed data, et cetera, et cetera. It also hosted the information for international dog health workshops and other virtual meetings, very much what you're familiar with at the moment. The Harmonization of Genetic Testing for Dogs project was added at the end of 2017 with open access in 2018. We have improved some of our coalition of data and developed our own breed-specific health reports and other resources based on that data. And most recently, as a major project, added the health schemes database for dogs in, I think, 2020. Katerina can correct me if I'm wrong. But we have been running all of these projects on a fairly by today's standards, fairly antiquated platform. And as any of you have recently navigated on Dog Wellnet, even we find it difficult to find the information that we are looking for. So we took the opportunity, given that we were long overdue for a major upgrade, to really do some soul searching, I guess, and some exploration about the purpose of Dog Wellnet and by extension even IPFD. And so we had an internal review about what Dog Wellnet means. Is that name meaningful? Is IPFD an informative term? Would you have an idea about what IPFD relates to if you weren't already in this community? Was our website, Dog Wellnet, meeting the need of users? We recognized some of the challenges that had been raised and also the change in usage. Online forums and blogs were relatively popular for the first few years, but are no longer really used as much as we had previously experienced them. And perhaps some of our user demographics are shifting. We are seeing a lot more contact directly from dog breeders as compared to dog health specialists in previous years. So users are evolving and the needs of the users are evolving. So what do we need now and how do we want to kind of look to the future to kind of make the best use of our resources and time? So we are the International Partnership for Dogs is what we decided, all of us sitting here today. And that includes all of the feed in from dog owners and breeders and research collaborators and industry partners and advocates and health professionals. And we have a huge manifest on Dog Wellnet to try to host health workshops and data sharing and data collection, which was mentioned a number of times today, and increasingly advice and education and advocacy and making those connections, continuing to serve as a gathering space and being that trusted voice and a transparent source of information. So we have quite a large purpose, and much of that purpose we haven't been able to chuck. We have the feedback that many of you continue to want us to provide a platform that meets a lot of those needs. So how do we translate this kind of manifest into something that is just easier to use and to make sure that we're able to continue to provide support for projects as data needs grow and as platform needs grow as well. So our new website is attempting to reflect our kind of forward-thinking needs. We've had the same website-ish for more than 10 years, and that's pretty ancient for a lot of websites. So we wanted to continue to make sure that all of our resources are centered on the dog. That's all of our purposes here today. We wanted to focus on what we're really good at, our strengths, building those catalogs and that collection of data and information to better share globally. We wanted to make sure that our diverse audiences, both in terms of culture and language, are able to find what they're kind of looking for. We wanted to increase those capabilities for data storage and database development to make it more efficient in terms of cost and time, to improve search functions, to have those libraries that we've heard mentioned easier earlier, rather, and for kind of faster data input for this very small team of consultants that is trying to meet a very large number of goals. And we wanted to make sure that we kind of modernize the internal structure of the website to help with functionality and with speed. Every aspect of the website kind of needed to be reconsidered and updated. So, as you can imagine, these are my two little sweaty dogs on a hike. We were feeling like there was a very long road, very long trail ahead of us. And frankly, this was my face for most of the last 6 months trying to manage this project. You can see the hope and the concern in those eyebrows. So this we decided pretty early on that what would be the best way to address some of these challenges around the website is to have two websites. So we will be launching IPF Dogs as opposed to IPFD to kind of help make it pretty obvious what IPFD might be related to by having just a dedicated IPF Dogs website that kind of focuses on IPFD as our nonprofit functionality and make a greater distinction between who we are as a group and the platform for our resources. So this will be coming probably sooner rather than later because it's a nice, easy help kind of find us website. And then, secondly, and where a lot of the energy and effort has been going, is to address some of the changes for Dog Wellnet. So one of the first things we wanted to do is, again, add a little bit of meaning behind the name of Dog Wellnet to give and remind ourselves about kind of what we do as well. And so we are moving to the Dog Wellness Network. It's not a huge change, but I feel like it's enough of a significant change that it adds some meaning. We are making changes to the homepage to make sure that there is kind of improved and personalized navigation. We wanted to really highlight current projects and events right away and have a really modern look and feel and kind of avoid lots of scrolling and kind of challenges to find what we're really looking for. Have those quick links to resources and information. So if you know what you're looking for, you're able to get there kind of quickly. Really have an audience-driven experience. We wanted to make sure that there were user-specific areas for more targeted information. So if you're a vet or an organization, you can go right where you're looking, like right where things will most apply to your interests. Again, kind of limiting that scrolling and have more direct clicks for like events and images and resources, this sort of thing. This is a little snapshot of one of of how the pages are going to look. Photos are to be confirmed. So if anyone's deeply offended by any of the pictures we've put up here, you can go ahead and let us know. But we have a way of navigating now that will mean that you can go straight to the breed of your interest or the group of your interest. And at the moment, we are basing this on the FCI groups, and then have a better snapshot of the whole dog health for a specific breed. So in the example I used to here, some items still to be included is the golden retriever. You'll be able to see right away a little bit about the breed. You'll be able to access videos. You'll be able to see what the clinical pre-breeding or clinical health tests are available and whether they're mandatory or recommended by various countries, and the genetic tests that are available for that breed all in one kind of page and stop. So you're not having to move between whether it's a clinical assessment or whether it's genetic assessment, or whether you want to know some breed history or you want a video about the breed, it's all there and all interconnected and well referenced. To go into a little bit of a deeper dive on this, again, that dog-centered information means that we have that instant snapshot of that fundamental breed information and type as well. We are primarily focused, I suppose, in today's discussion on pedigree breeds, but if it's an unrecognized breed or if it's a common variety, that will also, of course, be included as well. Wanting to have those multimedia video links and other resources available and give that whole dog view of health, all interconnected, all well referenced. You can go deeper and deeper into any of the items that you're interested in. For example, a genetic testing, a specific genetic test. So genetic testing information, this is just a preview. If you've heard me talk before, you can have some idea about the volume of data that is involved in genetic testing. It is a lot and it is a very manual transfer, but there's some really exciting things. We're able to have pictures and images that can be included, provide a little bit more in-depth conversation around clinical information as well, while still retaining all that critical information about the genetic kind of researcher focused areas of interest, also some direct links to schemes, and even better, you can download it all as a really nice looking PDF so you can like print and go and take it with you and have that information, whether you're having a conversation with a breed client, if you're a vet, or whether you're the breed client and you want to talk to your vet about something. So we're keeping all the treats, we're keeping that comprehensive genetic testing content, we're keeping the information on genetic test providers that we know is quite critical, we're keeping all of the things that are familiar to you, we're just trying to make it a much more holistic approach and a much easier way to navigate to the information that you're interested in. And more importantly, in some ways, we're wanting to make sure that we're able to expand the education resources that we're getting increased demand for, like webinars and podcasts that Allison mentioned, and those catalog building capabilities for big data or annotated research papers that have been mentioned previously.